Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Good morning. Joined this morning by producer Dave.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Do you know what I like you did there, Dave? You just turned your mic up just before you spoke.
Yeah.
As if you were worried you'd be creating a lot of sound.
Well, I did actually have a little cough. I had to clear my throat. So that's why I did that. I'm glad we've brought this to the radio.
I shouldn't have brought attention to it. There's no listeners at home going, I didn't hear Dave before he spoke. Before that, Mumford & Sons, you went to the XFM show at the Garage a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, that was last Thursday. It was incredible. They came out, when they did Winter Winds, they literally came out into the crowd, into the centre of the crowd, parted ways.
Unprofessional.
Yeah, yeah. Very dangerous as well, with our listeners.
Have a think of health and safety, guys.
And they made everyone sit down. And they made everyone sit down for Winter Winds, and they had the trumpets going and everything. It was incredible. But the whole thing is on XFM tonight at 7, Josh.
Just such a company man. That's what I like about you.
Tune in.
Neil's all over the shop. Neil plugs things on Classic FM. That's how much he's... So, obviously, Neil's away. We were discussing about 5 minutes ago during Mumford & Sons that we don't know where he is.
No, you just went, where's Neil? As if you'd only just realised that it was me standing in for it.
Yeah.
5 minutes
I presumed you're going to reveal him at some point. We don't know. We think Manchester for some reason.
We think Manchester,
What have you based that on?
He said I'm going to Manchester.
Right, that's enough.
But actually, I think it's Cheshire, which isn't quite Manchester.
No, it's posh Manchester.
It's posh, as I get pulled up on a lot because I'm from Cheshire.
Are you?
And depending on who I'm speaking to.
I thought you were salt of the earth.
No, I'm not. But it depends who I'm speaking to. If it's someone who maybe I want to impress, who is maybe from, say, Burnage or somewhere, or Moss Side, I'll say I'm from Manchester.
When I lived in Manchester, I once looked at a house in Burnage that was above Sifters Records, which Oasis sung about. But
of course,
obviously it was a dreadful house, so I didn't live in it. Let's make that very clear now.
No, that's fine. No, it's definitely Cheshire.
I mean, obviously, this morning's phone-in is going to be, do you live in Cheshire or Manchester?
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.
Reverend Black Grape by Black Grape. There's another text in for another day, Dave.
Here we go.
Songs which contain the name of the band. One of our topics wasn't intended to be songs that had the word peaches in it. But I did bring that up by mistake and got you thinking. I'm going to put you out of your misery. And there was an obvious one we missed, which is, of course, Peaches by the Stranglers.
Oh, yeah. Right, okay.
What didn't turn out to be as interesting a topic as we thought it would be, did it?
No, there was a real obvious one staring us straight in the face.
In many ways, I shouldn't have brought it up in the first place, but it's too late now. Yeah. Luckily, I've drawn a line under it, so
I hope so, because we're 40 minutes in now and we're still talking about it.
People will get at home go, oh, thank God that's over. That Peaches incident. Yeah. The Peaches Gate of 2013. Yeah. Now, one of our topics, which was non-fruit related, was pretending to be someone else or someone pretending to be you. And I kind of, in the previous, before that song, I sold to the listeners the fact that we've got an anecdote based around Dominic Littlewood from daytime television. And I say from daytime television because I had to Google who he was. You're not aware of his work?
No, it was similar for me. I recognised the name, but it took a quick Google.
Yeah, he's a bald man that does stuff about, like, I don't really know, but it tends to be when I'm having breakfast, which probably says more about my lifestyle than Dominic Littlewood's career. Paul Just Paul. Paul at Just Paul. I mean, that's not a name.
Yeah.
But Paul, we'll just call him Paul. I tweeted... So I once pretended to be Dominic Littlewood on a phone to a Freeview company to get a free box. How do you think about that anecdote can't get any better, can it? I mean, I forgot to block my number and got calls all night off the call centre woman because she was impressing her friends in the pub.
No way.
Now, I don't know how much... let's take this back to the start. For a start, if I was trying to blag a free Freeview box, my go-to wouldn't be Dominic Littlewood.
Well, I just wonder where the story falls down, because surely at some point you have to give
the story falls down
Dominic Littlewood, because surely you will have to give your details to get the box for it to be delivered to the correct address.
That's a very good point.
So after minutes,
I suppose if he gave his details as Dominic Littlewood and then his own address,
I suppose,
and then a large box with Dominic Littlewood written on it, he can open it himself. He's not going to go, well, this is for Dominic Littlewood.
You're absolutely right, Josh. He's thought it through.
Yeah, he's thought it through. Yeah. That's part of the issue. The second part is, I mean, what I'm hoping is that we're going to get a follow-up text from all going, I once worked in a call centre. On next week's topic, which will be, have you ever served daytime TV presenters?
Specifically Dominic Littlewood.
Specifically Dominic Littlewood, with a lack of hair. Astonishing. I mean, I like the idea that he feels like he's the one that's been hard done to there.
Yeah.
Also, why would... when Dominic Littlewood, who I hope is listening, if you are listening, Dominic, do text in.
Morning, Dominic.
Or obviously on the subject, the fact is, the subject is people pretending to be other people, so we can't trust you if you do.
Yeah.
I think Dominic Littlewood, when he normally phones places up, doesn't have to block his number for fear of reprisals. Either that is the case, or I have completely misjudged the level of fame of Dominic Littlewood.
He's a lot bigger than we both think he is.
Yeah.
Turns out.
I mean, to be fair, I've used the name Dominic Littlewood more in the last 3 minutes than I have in the rest
It's
of
a
my
nice
life.
name to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dominic Littlewood.
It is. There you go. I mean, we're coming up with loads of text-ins. what situations have you said Dominic Littlewood?
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
This is Josh Widdicombe on a Saturday morning, joined for the second hour and the third by Holly Walsh. Good morning.
What ho?
What ho? That's nice. Neil.
Not used enough on commercial.
It's not used enough on commercial radio. A lot on the BBC.
What ho?
What is that your greeting of choice?
Yeah, at the moment, today,
Yeah.
because that's the one I used.
Yeah, no, I
So
understand.
I did choose it.
Good.
It wasn't
Would
forced
you
upon
do that
me.
in day-to-day life?
Yeah, why not?
Or
Throwing
just
a
when
what
you're
ho?
broadcasting and want to feel like you
Yeah,
need a
just-
little bit of extra kind of oomph?
Yeah, I'm trying to sort of state my authority on the airwaves.
Really?
With a what ho?
What would your choice be, Dave? Hello.
Yeah, or I'm thinking of bringing back What's Up?
Are you?
Budweiser
From the
yeah.
90s?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm contemplating it.
I'd stop your contemplation and abandon that plan.
What?
Yeah. Do you follow tweets from '97?
No, I don't.
It's
but
the
I've
best
heard,
tweet.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
I will.
amazing.
It's amazing. But let's move on from the '90s. Let's leave that behind. So how are you, Holly?
I'm a bit croaky.
Yeah, you do sound a bit croaky.
I went on I joined a hen night last night, very late on in the evening.
You knew them?
No, I just tagged
I
along.
just tagged on.
I saw them. I was like, those girls are looking good in L plates.
I can't believe we're wearing the same things.
I'm married. You're getting married. I've got so much in common.
You should just go out on a night out wearing L plates and just find a hen do that you can tag onto.
That would be great.
Because on a hen do, there's enough people you don't know that I would never call someone out if I was on a stag. And if I didn't know someone who was on the stag as well, I wouldn't think this person's just tagged along.
No.
I mean, obviously, unless you're the groom.
Yeah, but do you know how expensive stag do's and hen do's are? You're going to have to buy rounds for 15 drunk women who you don't even know.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
as
yeah.
much as I love a slippery nipple on my own, I don't want to buy 15 of them for other people.
No, you don't want to get involved in a kitty. That'd be... So what was this hen do like?
It was really fun, but it was one of those sort of, it was in Camden, and they had that sort of, you know when they have those nights where they just do power anthems?
No.
Oh, well, they just play,
I mean, I
they
can
just play
imagine.
Bon Jovi back to back, and you
back
just,
to back to Bon... Oh, back to back with itself.
yeah,
amazing.
back to back, Bon
what
Jovi
back
back
to
to
back
back. That's his full name, but he dropped the back to back because it didn't make any sense.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. So
Yeah.
that's why you're croaky. I'm professional.
Yeah, but I did
move on.
I made a decision. You
Yeah.
either drink and stay out late. No, sorry. You either drink and go home early, or you don't drink and stay out late.
I don't know if that's the choice.
Oh,
There's a third option, which is drink and stay out late, which I'm glad you didn't do, because obviously that would lead to
I
your
wouldn't be
immediate
here now.
sacking from the show. We'll be talking to you about various subjects, mainly John Bon Jovi, coming up. Have you got any views on John Bon Jovi, Dave?
No, I wish he'd stuck with the back-to-back John Bon Jovi. I think
Yeah.
that's a better name, actually. But
It's like soul to soul.
Back to back
Yeah.
is a great name for soul to soul. Back to back, soul to soul.
When I think of back to back, I'm just picturing John Bon Jovi in the Kappa logo. That's how I'm picturing it.
Just two of them sitting leaning against each other.
There's a T-shirt that would probably be sold in Camden.
This is back to 97 again.
Josh Widdicombe, podcast. XFM.
Now, we're talking this morning, one of the things we're talking about is pretending to be someone else, or when someone has pretended to be you. Has this happened to you, Miss Walsh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Here's a song.
I used to not have as much to do in my life. I used to be quite bored.
Unlike the really exciting Saturday morning you got here.
No, I.
She says
go to
stretching.
power ballad nights. But I used to regularly write into Chat magazine and take a break and
Amazing.
stuff with letters. See if I could get them printed.
Yeah.
Under different pseudonyms.
Yeah.
And pseudonyms.
Pseudonyms.
One of them's a decongestion. Pseudonym is that? Pseudonyms.
Pseudonyms.
So I used to regularly write in.
What did you get out? Did you get
Yeah,
in?
I got loads in, but the trouble was because I faked the name, I got the checks. 60 quid is good money, and I can never cash them because they were like made out to like Mrs. R. Turnip or something, and it's not me. So
do you know I once was I did a work experience at a football magazine. I presume I probably can't name it considering the anecdote I'm about to tell, which is hugely libelous. But it's the main one. It might be named after a formation. And one of the things they got me to do was write a letter for the letters page. And then I won. I won the letter of the month. And I won a free football, and they said, we can't give it to you because you were working here. And I was fuming.
well, think about the other 4 people who wrote in that week who didn't get a free football.
Yeah, I know. I mean, some people would say there wasn't a free football at all. It was all a big con.
If this doesn't get an investigation into it,
Imagine if this football magazine that can't be named gets closed down. Have you ever had a letter published?
No, never. I don't think.
Oh, that's sad.
It'd be interesting if this was like front page of the Mail on Monday now.
What? Fourth? Well, I can't say what magazine it is, but brought into disrepute. So what did your letter say?
You can work it. I mean, it's an awful thing to say, but you can really clearly work out the formula for what gets published in those magazines. So I used to write things like, as a working mum, my 6-month-old has to come to work with me. So I keep her in a Moses basket and in the office. When I get home, all I have to do is imitate the sound of a photocopier and she falls straight asleep.
I mean, that is letter of the month. Do you know the irony of that? Is that's the exact letter I wrote into 442. Or another football magazine that can't be named. I think that's we should do that as a challenge for the listeners. Can you get published in Chat magazine? Yeah.
There's a lot of magazines. There's many magazines. You have to you spread it. Also, if you send in a photo, you get more money.
I don't know what magazines you're talking about now.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Still joined by Holly Walsh, who was taking a photo of me. You could ask, Holly. It was like you were caught taking a photo, and the phone flashed, and it was all really awkward. Was that going to be a tweet?
No.
Just for personal usage. That's unbelievable.
What it is I'm doing that. Oh, no, do it anyway, forget it.
You're not going to send it into a magazine to make more money, are you?
I'm sending it in for Spotted.
Yeah. You all right, Dave?
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't think she's taken a picture of me yet, but I'll wait and see.
You're being videoed secretly. Are you part of a News of the World sting? You're the fake shake.
I've done 5 years of gigs to get to this.
You're bringing 442 down from the inside. We're talking this morning. My voice went very high then, didn't it? It's the excitement of seeing the flash. We're talking this morning about pretending to be someone else or someone pretending to be you. We've got some tweets in. One from someone who's called El Presidor's Chimp. Is that a real name?
Yeah, it's actually El Presidor's Chimp back to back.
Back to back, El Presidor's Chimp back to back. I once pretended to be a successful actor. This is the tweet. I'm not just going into an anecdote. Let's make that very clear. I once pretended to be a successful actor from LA. Was immediately cast in a low-cost production of Annie, but was quickly figured out when I couldn't sing a note in tune. I mean, that's not pretending to be. That's got out of control. That's a bit like when that guy played for Southampton. Do you remember there was a guy who phoned up Graham Souness and pretended to be George Weah and recommended himself. And then they played him in a Premier League match. So I don't understand what's happened there. I think El Presidor's Chimp needs to have a good long look in the mirror, really. I mean, I'm not one to tell off the listener. But if you're going to ruin a production of Annie... Have you seen Annie?
Yep.
Have you?
Yeah.
What happens?
There's a small girl with ginger hair and she sings.
Was she helping
It's
the doors
very
too?
similar to the Bonnie Langford story.
Richard Fox, who... and what I like is his Twitter handle is Foxy206. There's 205 Foxies before. Or he was born a long, long time ago. Tried to woo a girl in a club by pretending to be Harry Styles' brother. My own brother looks a bit like him and thought showing a photo of us together would seal the deal. It worked.
Oh.
Wow.
That's astonishing. What kind of
Also-
women have we got?
You wouldn't, just because someone's related to someone doesn't mean to say
You'd put out.
no.
No. I mean, you pretended to be Teddy Sheringham's son. Did that get you any?
No, I was only 11 at the time. But it made me friends at secondary school. Like I was saying, it was a popularity thing and it went
Is
quite
your
well.
surname Sheringham?
No, not at all. No, it's not. So that was
The whole
that was the
thing
first hurdle.
But he claims he looks like Teddy Sheringham, which is
No, I don't claim it. A couple of people said when I was younger I looked a bit like Teddy Sheringham. So whilst at secondary
You had
school,
a beard, incredibly defined calf muscles.
I don't know if I would go out with someone because they were Harry Styles. But what I like is the fact it said it worked. So Foxy206 might still be going out with this girl.
Yeah.
She's currently got her head in her hands as she lies next to Foxy listening to XFM. Keep them coming in. Also, you know, the better the Twitter handle, the more I like you, I think. I don't actually know, because I prefer Foxy206 to El Presidor's chimp.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you're going to ruin a production of Annie, you're not on my Christmas card list.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.
Well, now, at this point, usually, right, Holly, I'll explain the situation that I found myself in here. Usually, we'd come to a feature called, which I didn't call, which producer Neil, who's in my bad books, called In Pursuit of the Trivial, in which basically he doesn't know anything about music trivia, so I give him a fact every week and he has to go out and drop it into conversation and record that conversation and bring it back. This week, he's failed. He's given us the wrong recording, hasn't he, Dave?
Yeah, it's not there. He claims he did it, although there is no proof at this stage. So.
I mean, to say I'm seething is an understatement.
Yeah.
Heads will roll.
I can tell. You've gone all red in the face.
This one's going to go right to the top. The trivia. I mean, I might as well just say it now.
Yeah,
I mean,
may
this
as
is
well.
just me saying trivia on the radio now. Do you know, you're obviously aware of Johnny Marr? Mm-hmm. Do you know who he used to be in a band with before the Smiths?
Phil Collins?
No, but that would have been a lot better.
Yeah, good guess.
That would have been good.
Yeah. Who is it?
Curly Watts from Coronation Street, Kevin Kennedy.
Wow.
Yeah, and wouldn't that have been good to base a feature around? But Neil ruined it.
Yeah.
What does Curly Watts play?
You know, he puts a piece of tracing paper over a comb. I don't know what he plays. Well, Neil can find out as his punishment. So basically, what we've got now is a rollover, because he's going to have to do 2 for next week, unless he's already done this one. And, you know, he's telling the truth. Craftwork, I saw at Latitude last weekend. And this is just, it's not even trivia, but it's just me getting something off my chest. Do you know how many original members are now in Craftwork?
No, but I think most of the Fall were in Craftwork at one time.
yeah, Mark Riley.
Yeah, Mark Riley.
No, 4 of 4 Craftwork, only one of them's the original member.
Oh,
No, I don't
it's like
think
the
that-
Sugar Babes.
Yeah, like the German Sugar Babes. In so many ways.
You know, it's like Nile Rodgers isn't allowed to say. Is it a legal thing, isn't it? He can't say chic. It
Yeah.
can't be called chic now. It has to be called Chic featuring Nile
Yeah.
Rodgers. Because he's sort of
Well,
left
that's
and then
what
come back.
Craftwork should be.
Right.
They should be called Craftwork featuring the Sugar Babes. That's what they should be called.
Mutya is the fourth member.
Yeah, Craftwork featuring Mutya. There was, do you know, at one point there was a band touring as Bucks Fizz that had none of the original members. I mean, that is a bleak night out. So that's for Neil.
That's a flat night out.
Hey. Yeah, so you see, thing is, if you'd gone on your Hendo and Bucks Fizz featuring none of the original members had been there,
Well, I
Then-
can't
then
tell
you
you
stayed
how.
out all night.
You know, I would have. You're right.
yeah. But that's for Neil. I'm just a bit annoyed, really, Dave.
I know, well, it's terrible. So he's now got to get into
He's got to do
a
2.
situation that Kraftwerk only have 1 original member.
And do you know what the challenge is? Let's do
Yes,
this.
I know,
He's
yeah.
got to get both into the same conversation.
Which is the original member?
Mutya.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
We are joined still by Holly Walsh,
Watcher.
and James Acaster.
Oh, I'm trying to think how to better watch it, but I don't think I can. Heyo!
So, how's your week been, James?
Pretty good, mate. Pretty good.
Yeah.
How's yours been?
Very good.
I never asked. I just realised I never asked you. I always just take all the, oh yeah, I'm pretty good. Of course, everyone wants to know about Acaster.
Yeah, no one cares about me, mate.
I never say how's it going.
I'm here to facilitate people hearing from you. What have you been? Well, today's tweet in was based on your week, because we were tweeting about whether anyone's ever pretended not to be someone else, or and you've this week come a cropper, haven't you?
I've been the victim of fraud, of identity theft, I guess. This starts off with a base. I was on Russell Howard's Good News once. Big deal. Big deal, people. Get over it.
Move on. Nothing to see here.
There's a lot of people trying to get on that programme. But
most of them have been on it.
Yeah, pretty much the entire... Every new comedian has been on it.
All right, cheers, mate.
But anyway...
On it.
Neither of us have been on it.
You guys have both been on.
We're Russell Howard's old news.
Yeah. Unlucky guys. Maybe in the future they'll make Russell Howard's Good News for fogies, but it's not going to happen.
Russell Howard's no news is good news.
Yeah. Anyway, I was on it, and if you've ever seen it, you'll know that when the comedian goes on...
I've watched it, mate.
You've watched it with tears in your eyes, welling up, thinking one day. Anyway, when you go on doing stand-up, they have your name about 1 million times in the background on this video screen. And there's been a lot of comedians on it over the years. Ramesh Ranganathan, not Naz Osmanalo. I'm the only one whose name got spelt wrong in the background 1 million times. So it says James Acaster with an ER at the end. It was Acastor with an O. And my agent said the best. When I phoned him up and said, "Oh, this has happened. It's on telly. It's really embarrassing." And he did the most agent-y thing he's ever said, which is, he went to me, "If you look really close, it's an E." So it's not.
You're not in IB. You're not trying to sell drugs in IB.
So there's an E in James. It doesn't look like it says Jamos Acastor. Anyway.
Yeah.
Every time.
Look really close, it's an E.
Look really close, it's an E. Every time it gets repeated on Dave a lot.
Yeah.
And every time it gets repeated on Dave, my mum puts into Twitter search James Acaster and James Acastor, because she knows that some people are going to be tweeting about him. And my feedback from my mum is that all the negative stuff is aimed towards Acastor, because they haven't bothered to follow up and to find out what my actual name is. So this week, this week it got repeated again, and I finally got a tweet from James Acastor, just using my photo, saying to me,
what, so someone set up a James...
Someone has set up a James Acastor Twitter, which also they've used a photo of me when I did like a photo shoot, like when I first started, where the person wanted us to like, they had like a fancy dress box, and they were like, everyone just, reach in there, put on whatever you want. And I put on these stupid glasses, and so they found that photo and used a photo of me.
Magazine.
Yeah, with me with some round glasses on, and then tweeted straight at me going, "I'm going to sue you, buddy. Get off the net."
So how do we know that that's not the real them? That's not the real you.
James Acastor's not the real me. Well, I know it's not the real me.
What else have they been tweeting?
Well, they basically keep tweeting like they're a similar person to me, but it's like a bit skewed. Like, for example, I think they tweeted at you, tune into Henry Widdicombe show on Jackie FM to listen to my vintage escapades. So
I've got bad news. You're unbooked, James Acaster. We're going to get James Acastor next week.
But what they've also
if
done
you've got a pair of round glasses, that'd be really helpful.
They've also started arguments with anyone tweeting negative stuff about Acaster. So anyone who's tweeted that, he's started an argument with someone who's tweeted in December saying they hate me. Tweeted at them saying, "I'm only doing my best. I'm just trying to make people laugh. Do you think you can do any better?" No, I didn't think so.
Which is ironic, because they probably could do better.
Oh, they could, yeah, much better.
There's always that delay. If somebody's rude to you, you have to come back instantly with a brilliant comeback, because waiting 6 months just sounds like you've got so many drafts of a reply, and that's what you decided on.
Yeah, if you'd been iMessaging them, those 3 dots that show you were typing would go for 6 months.
No, delete that.
Yeah, no, that's not good enough. Well, I'm glad you've had a bad week, James, because it's really helped the show out.
Thanks, mate.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Now, we come to the point, James, of your classic scrapes.
Yes.
Now, we were discussing what music to put under this, weren't we, Dave?
Yeah, it's tricky.
Shall we give James some options, and you can choose what you feel would be appropriate for your classic
With
scrapes?
pleasure.
Okay,
So-
let's try this one.
Wow.
Oh, it's kind of like if the people who did the Grange Hill music did a sexy...
So do you feel that sums up your life?
Yeah, sexy Grange Hill is how I always view myself.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit too stylish for them.
Bit too stylish.
That's fine. We've got others. That's fine. Right.
Oh, yeah.
This is classic scrapes on holiday.
Yeah. Sorted with a long.
So I was in Hawaii, I'd
Yeah.
forgotten my shorts.
But to hear like one of those like whistles at any points.
I think that's the best. Have you got any other?
I've got one more, which
more.
I think will work quite well.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
This is it.
The step
Welcome
coming,
home.
son.
So what's your scrape this week, James?
Can't talk over this. Well, I'm gonna do.
Let's do classic scrapes on holiday, so that James can concentrate.
Well, this one is on holiday. Actually, this was in France, so we should go on holiday.
Okay, so what happened then?
I went to Paris.
Yeah, Paris.
Paris to the layman.
For any non-linguists out there, that's Paris.
Yeah.
Capital of France.
Paris is huh? What?
Capital of France.
Oh, well, this any time you want to
Don't
insert
blow
any
his
of your
mind, not
trivia.
now. It's too early on for these.
I went
podcasts.
where? This explains why I got into the scrape. I thought I was in Belgium, walking around, speaking Belgianese to people. Sounded like an idiot. I went with a friend,
Yeah.
and she speaks French and I don't.
Well, you've already proven you do, mate.
Fluent in Belgianese, mate. But Paris is all I know in French. Paris and oui. I know how to say.
Tom Paris.
Yes, Tom Paris.
So that's someone we both know. That's the most niche joke we've ever. Carry on.
So we were in Paris, and I had to do that thing where I just stuck with her all the time. So that, what are you doing? What's going on with your mic?
Changing my microphone around because it wasn't facing me.
Your microphone wasn't facing you.
It is now.
But why wasn't it facing you? What was happening?
Because I've moved slightly away from you and towards Holly, because I just feel like she's a more positive person.
I can't move on. I need to get to tell me about the story. So,
Sorry, Holly. So,
so you were sticking with your friend because
Yeah.
she spoke French and you only say Paris,
yeah, my friend Josie.
right?
She was there.
Or Josess.
Jose was in Paris, and I was walking around, and basically every time we had to order food or whatever, I'd be with her. But at one point, she wanted to go into like a 99 franc shop or whatever. No.
By the way, James, unless this is a vintage scrape, they use euros.
That's a really expensive shop.
Yeah, 99
It's like
franc.
50 quid shop.
It's coming up.
I'll have a stereo, please.
How much are these toothpicks? 99 francs. Everything's 99
Is
francs.
this scrape going to be that you turned up with outdated currency?
Yeah, so we got completely bankrupt by the time we left France.
So you went into a 99. She went into a 99-cent shop.
Yeah, or 99 euros or whatever. So she was in there, and I waited outside, and outside.
Scraper Brewing.
Yeah, so here we go. The scrape started bubbling up. I started hearing the music of Steptoe and Son, and thinking, "Oh dear, what's that? What's that I could hear?" And also outside the 99 euro franc shop was a massive dog, like a really. It's about the size of it. It looked like a, yeah, the dog. Outside.
That's a verb.
Outside.
That's a very different.
Yeah, that hadn't reached France at that point. And it's massive. It was like a man in a fluffy fluffy dog suit. It's like a
What?
You know,
It
like,
wasn't an actual dog.
yeah, it was, but it looked like it's so
Oh.
big. It looked like a person in a dog outfit. It was ridiculous. it was tight.
It stood up on its hind legs.
It was
Checking its watch.
upside down.
I got a bucket raising money for the line.
Yeah. And I was like, these French dogs, they sure are smart. Bonjour, your dog. He was really fluffy. It's like the dog on the the Dulux dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, looked like that dog, but like my height, sitting down. So it was.
Can I point out really quickly here that just before the we went live with this very anecdote, you did warn us that it'd be a short scrape this morning.
Sorry. So the dog's there. Me and the dog. No, the dog's not short at all. Very massive dog. So yeah, I lied there. So it's the dog, and people kept on stopping and looking at the dog because of how big it was. And then they would turn to me and they would say a comment about the dog because it looked like it was my dog, so I was standing next to it.
What was it tied up?
It was tied to like a post or something. Je post, a la post, and people would stop and comment on the dog.
But you had no idea.
I had no idea what they were saying because Josie was in the shop, so I would always just go "we" and just agree with what they said, and then they would go away and laugh, and that was it. And one guy came along and he said quite a long thing about the dog to me very passionately, and I just nodded and laughed and went, "Oh, we." And then a lady heard what he said to me and heard me, and she stopped and looked at us both horrified. And she started just absolutely laying into both of us. And just lecturing us about how we shouldn't say it. But I don't know what she was saying because it was all in French. So I'm getting in trouble here. And I was like, I don't know what this man said to me. And every time she was having a go at us, he was looking at me like, this woman's such a square. She doesn't understand us. She doesn't understand what we think about this dog and how it might be taboo, but we don't care. But whatever it was.
It might be taboo.
Yeah. Well, at this point, it could have been anything.
Forbidden love.
Yeah, he could have been saying anything. Me, you, and this dog should go and I don't know, but it could have been horrendous. Or me and you should kill this dog and eat it. It'll feed my family. And but
Wait.
would you be willing to sell me your dog for human consumption? Yeah, definitely. 99 francs, please. And then, by the time they went away, Josie came out and didn't believe me at all.
Oh, that is so. To this day, you've got no idea what he said about
To this
the
day, I don't know.
That is classic Acaster.
That's a gaga. James Acaster can take a break because that's unbelievable. So what happened to the dog?
I don't know. I didn't stick around to see if the owner probably took its dog head off, and then the guy walked home and went, "Another prank. We played on an English tourist. Learn the language, mate."
Wow, that's an unbelievable scrape. How do you get yourself in these situations? You buffoon.
What a wally.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.
The main topic that seems to have taken over the show is pretending to be someone else. When you've pretended to be someone else, or when someone's pretended to be you. We've got some tweets on this team. I mean, I don't know if you qualify as a posse.
How many is a posse?
How many is a posse? I don't know.
I think we're a clique.
A clique. Okay. Well, we've got some text clique. What we've got is Jamie Jones, who's Jones Jamie. Oh no, it doesn't matter. I keep giving out people's Twitter names. It really is.
If people love this tweet that much, they can follow.
If you think this sounds up your street, give him a follow.
Yeah. Plenty more where that came from.
So Jamie Jones, I've pretended to be the Welsh techno DJ Jamie Jones, and the Leyton Orient goalkeeper of the same name.
Yeah, both very well known characters. So
I don't know what that gets you into.
Well, definitely get you a freebie box.
I mean, which would you prefer to be? Which Jamie Jones? I mean, obviously the guy that tweets in is about to see his follower count go through the roof.
I'd rather be the DJ.
Or there's loads of people going, I thought this was the guy who was the Welsh DJ. Oh, I'm going to have to cancel my subscription to his Twitter account.
It's got to be
Jamie Jones's follower count has
Unfollow.
dropped through the floor.
He's going to lose 3.
So he's got to remember who he's pretending to be, but he can't be
gotta wear the right gloves.
standing in goal trying to do a mix.
Smike, Do you want Smike's Twitter handle?
Do I ever?
At Bearded Sappher.
Of course.
Of course. Oh no, actually Smike's not the one I wanted to read out, so unlucky Smike.
Oh, Smike at home there, going, yes, I told you they'd read mine out. You said it was too boring, and you were wrong. Here we go. Smike's in the... Oh no.
Oh, at Tearful Sappher.
Deleting his Twitter account as we speak. Oh, what is the point? Why did I ever bother?
So anyway, Georgianne, that was the one I wanted to read out. Oh, I pretended, this is Georgianne, not me, I pretended to be my own twin sister once. Open brackets, only child, close brackets.
Oh, wow, that's
creepy. Presumably not to her parents.
Maybe someone... How did she pretend to be her own? Was she, like, talking to someone and then she'd leave the room and then come up with a bow in her hair and be like, have you seen my sister?
That's how I imagine you would pretend to be your own twin sister. Come back in dressed as sort of a kind of Grace and Perry. Hello, I'm James. I'm Jane Acaster.
Where's my handsome brother James? I know I shouldn't say that, but it's such a dish.
A dish?
Yeah, that's how I describe
no one's used that
myself.
phrase, have they, since...
I don't... One of us gets it shouted at us on a regular basis, mate. I get shouted at me all the time. Everyone uses that phrase.
No, I think you've got the wrong... The last two letters, you've got them wrong. You're a massive dish, mate.
Oh, okay, I should stop saying, yeah, thanks to those builders. Cheers, guys. Much appreciated. You gave me a spring in my step this morning.
Those clothes make you look like a dish.
You look pretty good too, man. I love your hard hats.
Love your hard hat.
Yeah. Safety first, guys. I'm respecting it. See you later. See you on the way home, yeah? Calling me a dish again.
Oh, well, there we go.
I think my twin sister's going to swing by later and give you some sandwiches. Sandwiches that she's made herself. Oh, hi, fellas. Thought you might be hungry on the building side. Make you some sandwiches. Yeah, here's a dish.
What would you be wearing?
I'll be wearing like a gingham dress and a little bow in my hair.
Where are these builders?
I don't know, anywhere really, I guess. On my way to the tube. So I see him every day, at least twice.
There goes that dish again.
Yeah. Here comes that massive dish.
Well, I think that's brought an end to it. Yeah. I hope Smike is one of the builders to tie it all up.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
It's the end. It's Josh Widdicombe show has come to end with Holly Walsh. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
James Acaster. Goodbye.
Farewell.
Before you go, you get the chance to plug. Actually, while Neil's away, I don't think we should limit them to a 30-second countdown. There's too much pressure. So,
okay.
Out of the goodness of being here, Holly, is there anything you would like to plug?
Yes, please. I'd like to plug this thing called the Phoenix Fringe, which is in London. It's starting next week, and basically, you don't have to go to Edinburgh to see amazing stand-ups. They've got loads of good stand-ups.
Just for the record, me and James are both doing shows in Edinburgh this year.
The best stand-ups are staying in London. So, yeah, they've got like Mark Watson, Robin Ince, Alan Davies, loads of really good people.
You?
So, yeah, and me. I'm doing it.
What day are you doing?
I'm doing next Sunday. With Ginger and Black, who are hilarious.
They are very funny.
So, yeah, but it's super cheap, and also you don't have to go to Scotland. So, if you like stand-up, come to that. And it's www.phoenix... Oh, no. We'll just look up the Phoenix Fringe.
Yeah. We know, I mean, http:// as well at the start of that.
phoenixfringe.co.uk.
There we go. And James?
I'm doing Edinburgh. So, come
You
to
don't
that.
have to go to Scotland to see James Acaster.
I've got a tour in the autumn, although the website at the minute, the gig page is like being a bit faulty, but jamesacaster.com for when that eventually works. And also yeah, my sister's going to be in Edinburgh doing a show there. Also, my twin
What's
sister.
the show called?
It's called My Brother's a Dish. And also I'd like to plug at Bearded Safa. That's Safa is spelled S-A-F-F-A. That's Smike. I think he deserves this tweet here. I genuinely like this, not even messing around. Chesney Hawkes, one and only, sounds better when you replace one and only with Duke of Chimpsbridge. I think that's true. I think that's a good tweet, and I think he deserves to be followed. I'm already following him, everyone, so come on, let's make his day.
Okay, I will follow him. And I will be doing my own Edinburgh show as well for the next 2 weeks from Thursday. And The Last Leg is back on Wednesday on Channel 4 at 10 p.m. Please watch it.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.